guys, I am headed towards Eminence, Missouri today. Had a wonderful time at Bennett Springs State Park, visiting with my friend Mary and camping with the Heartland Tearjerkers again, and also camping with Carla and Ken and Henry and Leanne. We just had a really great time, laughing and talking and sharing stories and having a bit of food here and there together. It was just an enjoyable trip. The spring was beautiful. Just to be in that area again just brought back a lot of memories, and I don't know, I just fell in love with it all over again. So anyway, we're heading to Alley Spring, and I've got about an hour and a half drive left. I could have taken Interstate 44 most of the way, but I prefer driving the country highways. It's a lot more scenic, and you get views like this. Isn't that cool? All right, guys, catch you later. To the campground, so I'm gonna just do a little video. Got a bridge with a pedestrian walkway over it, Jack's Fork River. I've been following this Class A motor coach for
in a quarter mile, turn right onto County Road 106 to 423.
Been following behind them for about 30 miles. Going to the same place.
Turn right, then continue straight. Continue straight. In 1,000 feet, your destination will be on the left.
So when I told my friend Mary I was coming here, she said, "Oh, God lives there." She said, "You'll love it." Okay guys, I'm gonna drive you through here. This is Alley Spring Campground. The host is right there on the right. There are 9 camping loops here. We just passed camping loop 1. More than that, because this is the 400 loop. On the right is the shower houses, and that's just a bathroom on this side. So the 400 loops to the left, the 500 loop is to the right here. You can see picnic tables and such for the campsites. That is no electric, no water. I'm here in the 600 loop. There's a dumpster right there. This loop has electric and water at the sites. $15 a night with your America the Beautiful or Lifetime Senior Pass or whatever pass you have. It's a nice little campground. And it's been pretty quiet. Still some empty spaces, but it's what is today? Tuesday. So it was full when I got here on Sunday. All right, there's the tour. I'm gonna park and go get some dinner. Hey, good morning. Today is Tuesday, and this is June 7th, and I'm gonna go up here to the visitor center and be taking a ranger-led walk down to Spring Mill. So I'll take you along. Walk down here to the mill. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
And it's about 70%, 75% original to that day. What was mostly replaced was like the floorboards and other things like that. But when people would bring their flour, or not their flour yet, but the corn and the wheat that would then be turned into flour, they started over here, it would be weighed by the miller, and they would use a chart to decide how much of the flour the customer would get back. After that, it would go through this trap door into the basement, where the process would kind of begin. So all of the wheat would start in the basement, and then we would take it up through these conveyor belt pulley systems. And so the scoop would pick up some of the corn or the wheat, and it would take it up into the top floor where they would begin sifting. So we take out all the rocks and the large clumps of dirt and other things like that. And then eventually it would end up coming down into these machines over here, where it would be fed through into the machine, and then you can come, we'll open it up and look. They would then grind it through these steel rollers, so it would be rolled through, and that was a much more uniform process than the traditional stone mill grinder that you normally think about when you think about a wheat mill. So that process would continue several more times until they would have a finer flour. This mill was designed to make fancy flour. Fancy flour is actually what we consider to be like white all-purpose flours, like the Pillsbury gold medal stuff that we buy at the grocery store today. That was revolutionary for the time.
Wow.
So they would sift out, finally in the last layer would be a silkscreen layer, and they would sift out the bran. And so they would then feed the bran. People would still take it and give it to their donkeys or their mules, and that's why people would say that Missouri mule is as strong as two men. And that's probably because the mules were actually taking all the nutrients.
Yes.
So the bran had all of the nutrients that bread would normally have for people. The whole wheat aspect was gone, and then they were just making white bread. So it would last a lot longer, but then it would lose a lot of the nutritional value, and they didn't realize that until a bit later. But this mill was never really successful as a wheat mill because they thought that wheat would be coming in on the railroad. But the railroad only came to this area when the lumber industry really started at the turn of the 20th century. And it came through West Eminence instead. And at one point, the largest lumber mill in the world was there. So this was more of a community mill, which is why there is the corn flour aspect as well. They added this machine in later so that it could be used by the community. And this space has kind of been used as a community gathering place for hundreds of years, really thousands of years. Native Americans would also come to this spring and use this as a place for gathering. We say a gathering place for the community for 10,000 years. It is dated around then. So the spring has sentimental value for people in the area, and it's really a place where the community can gather across time.
Incredible. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Look at the sheer power of this water. It doesn't have a wheel. It was a turbine system that they used. One of the other rangers spoke to me about that. And the water goes down into the Jackpot's River. Walk up to the spring. First, we'll take a picture of a little native Missourian. Little salamander. 81 million gallons a day. That's an incredible amount. I don't know if you can see it, but the spring is right there. I'm surprised it's not probably more than, you would think with 81 million gallons a day it would be bubbling up more. You can kind of see it. Better from this angle. There's the mill house right there. Ran across the little cave. There's just all kinds of little nooks and crannies along this wall. There's another little cave. They're probably all intertwined. There's some eyes and a mouth. Nice little places for wildlife. I guess this parking lot is for butterflies.